these are the 5 obstacles if you want to immigrate to Canada. So we are here in beautiful Halifax. It's a sunny winter day. Temperature is about -10, real feel of -15. So this may be one of the obstacles if you want to immigrate to Canada. The weather would be very difficult to adapt if you're coming from a hot country. So it's something that you have to consider. If you really want to immigrate to Canada, you have to learn how to live in a cold environment. Another thing that you have to take into consideration is your family, right? So your parents, your grandparents, your friends back home. So one of the things that I see is that people really miss their family members. They miss their friends, they miss their life from back home. So if you want to come and become a permanent resident, you have to learn how to adapt and also to live here in Canada, and also understand that you're going to be far away from your loved ones for a while. The cost of living in Canada has risen so much in the past couple of years, so you have to plan financially if you want to immigrate to Canada. So you have to factor in how much you're going to pay in rent, how much you're going to pay in groceries. If your kids are going to school, are they going to public school, or is there a tuition fee you have to pay? So there are a lot of factors you have to consider. So if you want to come and become a PR, you have to have stable finances. So make sure that you plan ahead. One of the biggest challenges if you want to immigrate to Canada is to show that you have valid work experience. When I say valid work experience, it means that your work experience can be used for immigration purposes. So you have to understand the requirements for the Express Entry program, Provincial Nominee program, and you have to understand if your experience from back home, can you use it for your PR application, or maybe you have to work here in Canada first for a year or two, and then you apply for permanent residence. So this is one of the biggest challenges that I see among my clients and people who have initial consultations with us. It's really, really important for you to have fluency in English or French. So you have to understand that each program have different requirements for language. So depending where you want to apply, you may need a higher proficiency in English or French. So Express Entry is known as having one of the highest proficiency requirements in English or French. Provincial nominee programs, they require maybe an intermediate level of English or French. So make sure that you study for the test, or if English or French is not your first language, make sure that you start learning the language now, because it takes several years for you to master a language. So make sure that you have a private tutor, make sure that you're attending classes and you're taking mock exams. Do everything you can to get the language requirement you need for your PR application. If you need any assistance in your application, make sure you contact us. We are a licensed immigration consulting business located here in Halifax, and we can help you plan 1, 2, 3 years in advance to make sure that your PR application is successful and you can make Canada your forever home.